state.
No, sir. You said to end the stratification system. I'm asking because the only way to end it is that everybody has access to everything, right? That's how we're not stratified. So how does a low-income child, it's not like they can finance their K through 12 education like they do college, right? How do they access a $30,000 school that is in my district?
And I'm saying to you, from based on what I hear from Laura, is that there are going to be plenty of options for low-income families to be able to choose a wide array of private school options, and by the way, grow their own options. One of the fastest growing types of private school choice or private education has been African-American mothers doing homeschooling. There's been a lot of growth in low-income families taking direct charge of their children's education outside of the system and doing it on their own, and that doesn't cost $35,000. And you'll hear stories about that. There's tons and tons of micro schools that are starting all over the country. In the state of Indiana, when we started our program for micro schools, there were 6. There are now 69. Many of them are serving lower-income families, and they're being started and run by lower-income families. The options that are growing are out there, and I think as we look at a system that's different than the one we have now, then we'll see those kind of options growing. New private schools are starting in Florida, like all over the place, including in rural Florida. You're seeing in Arizona a dramatic increase in the number of options available to low-income families, particularly in rural areas. And so you're seeing growth and opportunities for low-income families, not at your traditional private school, although that's fine. But remember, most of the private schools in the state of Texas, from what we hear, are at $9,500.
Okay, so what I gather from what you just told me is that we will absolutely have a stratification system depending on what you can afford. You may get subsidized by the state, but all those options are not available to all the kids. So it will be based on what you can afford. Under Milton Friedman, your founder's vision of education, it should be based on what you can afford, and not our current system in Texas, which allows all kids to go to all the schools.
He
right?
would say it should not be based on a system of housing values that stratifies society as you have in every single state in America, where you can choose a home value and choose a type of school based on the house purchase and house price. That's what he considers stratification of society. That's what we have in America. When you choose, the amount of the value of your home determines the quality of your school all too often. And stratification in America in education, K-12 in particular, we are stratified by income because of assignment zones.
Okay.
That is evidence that is unrefutable.
To be clear, Milton Friedman didn't say anything about housing costs, but I will say in my district that we have a multitude of choice in my district, from charter schools to private schools to transfer my own kids transferred into other public schools within the school district. And so perhaps then in my school district, where we have ample choice, then we don't need to have this bill, because even if this bill passes, there are members of the House who will not have anywhere near the choice that I have in my district, because we already have choice. And perhaps, Mr. Schoolcraft, then my school district shouldn't have to participate in the accountability system, because our parents can get up and leave and go to another school if they don't like the way things are going anyway. But I'm sorry.